I want to welcome everybody to tonight's episode, and I've got a special guest on here tonight, Sonny the Man. Welcome, Sonny.
What it do, man? Hey, it's an honor for real. I,
So appreciate that, Sonny and I. So we got this short-term historical relationship here online, and kind of vibing off each other. And one of the things that I've got mad love for Sonny about is he actually has taken a couple things that I've said, a couple things I've taught, and he runs with it and applies it. And I so respect his hustle, not just what he's taken from me, but what I watch him doing on a consistent basis. And why I thought it was important to talk to Sonny is that for a lot of young artists that I'm working with on a day-to-day basis, or that are coming into my courses, or DMing me, sliding into the DMs on Instagram, help me with this, help me with that. I think Sonny is not only has a great future, I really believe he's the full package, and he's almost about to pop, definitely getting there. But I think he's one or two steps ahead of a lot of these young guys I'm mentoring. And I know he has a real passion, not only for his music, but for making a difference in people's lives. So we talked before coming online here recording, and I said, man, let's try to do something together where you tell them the mistakes and the right things you've done and save these people a few steps, these artists a few steps. And then maybe organically I can chime in and offer some helpful stuff as well. But I want to set this up with, let's talk about your accomplishments a little bit. You know, I respect your hustle. I know some of the stuff you've been doing. I don't know all of it, but I do know some stuff you've done. Man, you do a lot of shows. I think you do a lot of live shows, because I see a lot of pictures of you doing shows and stuff. So from my research, and you can correct me if I'm wrong on any of these, but you've done like the 104.5 Summer Music Festival, which is like 10,000 people, which is pretty awesome. I mean, most of us starting out, we get it, you young guys get in, and it's 10 people, not 10,000 at the local club, right?
yeah,
You've done some of those too, right?
yeah, of course, of course.
I know for a fact that he won the A3C contest, one of the A3C contests, to perform on stage there. I definitely was talking to him during that time. Let's see what else here I found in my research, and winning the Coast to Coast Showcase from North Carolina, headlined popular showcases, concerts, Carolina versus Everyone, which was hosted by Chuck T and DJ E Sud. Love New Music Series hosted by Ski Money. Opened for the Baby twice. Is that right?
Yeah.
Little Baby, Block Boy JB, and some other big names, and even got placement, sort of production placement on a 2 Chainz track. So let's get into a little bit of that, because I want to talk about your successes. So let's talk about the 2 Chainz track, because I'm a big 2 Chainz fan. So I need to hear that story.
So it's like I was speaking to you earlier. One of the main things I live by is do. You have to do, even if you don't know if it's 100% the right thing. Do it. So we go out, we reach out to pretty much anyone we can. With the beats is the music too, but with the beats as well. And one of my fraternity brothers, I'm gonna make it so sci-fi, I'm a Q dog, actually linked me in with this producer who was working on Dame Dollar's album. Not the one he just dropped, it's the one he dropped last year. So we linked in with him. We ended up producing the beat together. It was actually me, my partner Dope School, over here in the cut, my producer, business partner / engineer. We produced it, and my guy SK. So it was actually crazy. I was actually in a bad point in my life when I got the call. We knew we were on the Dame Dollar album. We didn't know 2 Chainz was featuring it till the day it dropped. So when it dropped, they called like, yo, 2 Chainz is on this beat that Dame Dollar bought from us. I was like, oh, man. And it was on Doe's birthday, too. It was on Doe's school birthday.
That's a heck of a birthday present.
Man. though in the cut.
Okay, that's pretty awesome. What about opening for the baby?
Oh, so that happened. Showcases going out. Like I said, at one point, doing is very key. We were doing every showcase that pop up. We were doing them, and we kept winning. Oh, let me take you back a little bit before I get into that. First off, one of the first showcases I done, I lost, which I thought I should have won. It kind of upset me, but I kept the energy with me. I went home, and guess what I did? I went and researched performing and showcases. So after that, we went out, we done a bunch of showcases, and we were just winning showcases left to right all over North Carolina, from all the way to Wilmington, all the way back to Charlotte, Greensboro, everywhere. But both of the times I performed with him, I won a showcase and won an opportunity to open up for the baby. No, actually, it was one time I won an opportunity. The second time I was asked to perform at a summer festival in Charlotte.
Okay. So that brings up.
It was before he was as big as he is now, but.
Right. Sure. So that brings up a couple points. I want to 1 point, maybe one question. So I love this point of do, right? You got to take action, and then you make adjustments on the go.
Yeah.
You got to figure it out. And that's something I try to tell people in the marketing all the time. Everybody wants this cookie cutter formula to success. Like, what platform should I be on? What kind of ad should I run? But it's different for everybody, because everybody's, fan base is located somewhere different. Everybody responds a different way. And it doesn't matter what kind of marketing I'm doing, what kind of company I've been doing. You got to start testing, running ads. Then you figure out that ain't working, or I got a little bit of success with that. Let me tweak it. Mm-hmm. And it's the same thing. So see, I love what you just said. You go out and you lose a showcase, but you learn from it. You come back and you say, let me do the research, mm-hmm. figure out how to do this. And that's something else. I watched a lot of these young guys performing, and they don't even have a routine. They don't know what they're going to say to the crowd. They don't have it down. I think that's something that should be, do you agree with me? Practice, rehearse. It should be part of your DNA.
I got parts. There's certain songs that I perform. It's parts on them. They know what dance, when I'm about to do it. My fans, the people that come see me, they know already. They start saying, go, Sonny, go. They already know.
That's it.
That routine is key.
So showcases. I'm 17, 18, 19, 21. Come from a small town. Let's say I'm in Ohio. I'm in Kansas, but I'm hungry. I'm willing to drive to Atlanta, to the Carolinas, to Florida. How would you recommend a young artist start finding these showcases to compete in, to win, to get exposure? Is there websites? Is there certain promoters?
Check the promoters. And if you're doing music, you should always be looking for the other people that's doing music as well, the people that's promoting, throwing the events. So once you start going to these showcases, like the judges may be somebody off this radio station or somebody doing this, tap in with them, follow them, then you continue to see them post. You'll see somebody else post until you figure out these are the ones I need to be at. This is the one I need to be at, meeting these people that's going to be there. Because honestly, with the showcases, they're hit and miss. They're hit and miss. But the key thing is, which I say is even bigger than the performance, is the networking. Because there's been times I wouldn't even perform it at a showcase, but I just go just to meet people and network, and I still take my flyers and everything. And I met some people that was more beneficial than I did when I was actually performing. But I think to sum it all up, the showcases equal network.
Hey, so I just did a podcast recently, an audio podcast, and I taught one of my techniques that I believe in, and it's that you go online to get offline.
Yeah.
The whole idea is about building this network, right, of people and getting to know people and getting your name out there and building relationships. And so many times I think in this music space, I'm watching people, they think that this is just about getting streams on Spotify or views on a YouTube video, when it's really about building connections. And I say you should treat it like Tinder, right? When you go on Tinder, not that I ever been, I'm too old, But when you go on Tinder, the objection is you go online to get offline, right? You eventually want to make a connection that you're meeting them offline. That's the same thing, man. Like talking to you, like I'm looking forward to the day that we sit down and break bread together, that I can come to a Sonny the Man show, to when you pop off and then say, you guys got to call Scott and put him on my team because he's a good marketer, right? I'm looking for those offline relationships.
It may be sooner than you think, but
great point. You're absolutely right on that. So I did a little bit of research. I mean, I know a little bit about you. In fact, hang on, before we get off that, the way you and I met was that I took an online relationship and went offline. I called, was it your DJ?
Yeah, my DJ / manager. Like the way we work, we don't have specific roles. Like
Sure.
me, Joe, DJ Double O, we just work as a team. And if you can do this, do this. You know, if you can do, I edit my a lot of my own videos. A lot of people don't know it. Like somebody grabbed the camera, I edit the video. So we pretty much is like 4 or 5 of us all really working together just to achieve the common goal. But yeah, it was DJ Double O. You reached out to, and he introduced us.
Yeah, and I do that a lot, and people don't know that about me, but I do. Sometimes I just get a certain feeling from people, and I just say, hey, you know, can I get your number? And they shoot me a number, and I call them up. And I say, hey, I'm not calling to sell you anything. Man, I respect what you got going on, and I appreciate you interacting with me. I just wanted to get to know you, and then see that parlayed into me knowing you. And now I'm going to know this guy sitting behind you, and it's just going to keep snowballing.
Exactly. Oh, yeah.
So when I'm doing my research, I'm looking at everything that you've got going on, the feeling that now I'm getting, because you are very visual. You have a very strong visual presence about you in the videos, a lot of great things. So I thought before I did my research that's what you were playing on. But now that I did my research, I'm like, man, this is just grassroots hustle. This is just grassroots networking and hustling. Would you agree that that's how you've been putting yourself on?
Yeah, you got to hit them streets. You can't just be online. We learned that the hard way. We stayed in the studio and made songs for like a good year or two until we went out there and hit the streets. Even within those first 2 or 3 months, like that's when the buzz started picking up.
Yeah, and man, it's so funny. Yesterday, I tweeted, I coined a new phrase: lottery rappers. They just stay in the studio making tons of music and putting it online, hoping they get discovered, hoping they win it big. But you can't do that. You got to work.
You definitely got to work. Got to put that energy in to get it out.
So, biggest mistakes you guys have made in the journey so far. So, staying in the studio for a year, just building the catalog.
Yep.
What else?
Say one of my biggest mistakes is waiting so late to really push. Like I always made music. I've been making beats since I was in middle school. I'm 28 now. I've been making beats since I was like 13 or whatever. I've been rapping. I wrote my first rap song literally when I was 8. My mom used to make me perform it everywhere. But I actually had an opportunity to go to school for music engineering, but listening to the people around me, nah, don't go to school for that. That ain't it. So I ended up going for business management, that helped as well. But I didn't really start pushing till after I came home and all that. I feel like if I would have started early and then learned everything that I learned now, we'll be further in the process at a younger age. What's another big mistake? I definitely say that's one big, because I don't really like to look at mistakes as mistakes always. I like to learn from them.
Right.
Going out, I'm gonna tell you a big mistake a lot of people make, which we did used to do this, which falls back to that network. Going out doing these showcases, performing without any flyers, without anything to give to people to get in their face for them to remember, because it's almost like pointless unless you just about to wow them to the point, which people got short attention span anyway, unless you're going to wow them to the point where they be like, I got to check this dude out. But you could actually be the hardest rapper in the way people are these days that they still ain't even going to want to pay you any mind. So that's definitely a big mistake. I know all the venues we went where we didn't pass out and have stuff prepared, that hurts you. I said no to one of my mistakes. Like I said, I don't look at it. I don't know. I can't really call it a mistake. I was gonna say once I quit my job to pursue music, but at the same time, I learned to do a lot of other things within that. But it came to the point where it's like, man, if I just had a little more money to invest, then that would be key. Like if I would have kept my job and just saving my money and done it a different way, you feel me? I feel like that would have helped in earlier stages too. But like I said, you gotta learn lessons.
Right.
Not losses, lessons.
No losses, just lessons. And it goes back to your theory of do. You do, and then you make corrections as you're doing. So you're not necessarily making mistakes. You're just learning from experience.
Yeah.
As you progress through it. So let's talk. So I'm surprised, man, how many people like I talk to, and I'm like, these conferences, right? So I'm like, so are you going to the A3C, going South by Southwest? And they're like, what are those? And I'm like, how could you not know what those are? And you're trying to get into music. But I know you've been at least an attendee in 2018 and a performer in 2019 at the Atlanta A3C.
Oh yeah.
Tell the young people, the younger artists, what they should be expecting when they go down there, how they should network and hustle. Maybe did you miss an opportunity the first year? You made a correction the second year?
Yeah, so the first year we went, we actually won free pass. We were talking about like, man, we should be going here, but we didn't get the tickets. And we actually 00 won 2 free passes. So it was kind of like a blessing that we ended up down there. So we went down there, peeped around. Saw even at A3C, a lot of people weren't going hard on the marketing, campaigning, like groups with T-shirts. You see a lot of flyers, but nobody was really standing out. So the first time we kind of was just down there learning just to see really what it was. Second time around, we went down there. We took big banners, like we put them up on the streets.
I saw it.
The water bottle I did, shout out to Scott. Matter of fact, let's
see it.
This was blowing their mind. Like A&Rs were coming up to me, like, and people that worked around the music, like, yo, who done this for you? It's like, I done it. I made these, but we got the QR code and everybody. I mean, you walking around talking. Of course, people want water, so this was definitely a way we stood out. One mistake we saved them, which we should have been passing them out from the get-go, even inside the events. But next year we'll play it that way. It was kind of like trying to wait till we going outside, because I was under the impression that everything would be more outside, like it was the first year, but this year it was inside. But next time I'm just from the go.
Any decent connections you made from the water bottles?
Oh yeah, see, this is the thing about A3C. Now a lot of young artists, you'll feel me when I say this. If you passing out flyers, say you at a showcase, or even say you at a mall, or even at showcases too, there's people that's just not gonna be interested. They're like, nah, I don't want it. I'm just here to support. Who I'm here for. A3C is a place where everybody's there to network. So it's like they want your flyers. They want your water bottles. So that's definitely a reason you should go to events like that, because it's people that want to meet you. It's A&Rs, producers, it's managers that want to meet artists. They want to know about you. But I met a ton of people at A3C. I met some big DJs, which I've already talked to about going down there performing with them. You meet artists. What's eardrummer artist Ears? I met him down there. You'll meet a lot of people down there. And the thing is, it's not just artists. Like I said, it's people all the way around the music industry, even to people like the streaming sites. Like they're down there. Streaming sites you've never heard of, platforms that you can put your music on. You hearing about the future or what they're trying to do in the music industry. I heard about some crazy apps down there that people are working on. So if you into it, definitely should go. If you serious about the music, definitely go.
Okay. So, and just for those who don't know, I just was doing an Instagram live while I was driving, and Sonny jumped on, and we got to talk about music conferences with everybody. And I said, and just shooting from the hip, I said, do something different. When you go down there, just don't pass out flyers. You got to stand out, and you got to serve. You got to give to people, add value to people. And I said, I don't know, put your stuff on a water bottle and just hand out water bottles to people. And he was like, I'm done. I've taken that. I'm running with it. And that's what I was talking about in the beginning of the interview. This man takes action. And so I've got another one for you. I'm not going to give it here. I'm going to save it and give it to you offline of what you're going to take next year. I got a great one for you.
Okay. Let's get it.
It's going to be pretty slick.
Hey, I'm a sponge when it comes to that.
Well, man, so I mean, again, I think, where do you think your strength, I'm going to say your strength is offline. It's your networking, your hustle, your grassroots, your team. You guys, all seem to be working together. What have you done online successfully? Or where do you think you're the strongest online or weakest?
I say strongest online is providing quality content. Like, I rap over some industry beats, but when I do it, I make people be like, yo, did you hear what he said? And make people want to share it. Give them something to want to tell somebody about. One of my weak points is the consistency. I definitely want to see with the social media in general. I'm not saying that I'm not consistent. I am consistent. I post definitely weekly. I keep some engagement, but I want to be more consistent with it.
Okay. You guys got one video on YouTube that had like 74,000 views. How did you manage that? Did you guys do a paid campaign?
Which you talk about the Woes song that
I think it might have been.
Yeah, that song actually, that was one of the first songs that really created my buzz. And that song was just, we didn't do a campaign or nothing. We actually dropped the ball on marketing that song. I really want to come back around and get the video. It's crazy because the dude shot the video and never sent it to me. He got ghost on me. Don't pay for the video. Put out a clip. The clip got like 100,000 on Facebook. I didn't know anything about marketing really then. But that song just pretty much generated that by itself.
And I'm pretty good at research. So I heard rumor that the backup video, you actually shot it twice.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep. All good. You done your research. Yeah. We shot it. We shot it once, and I was like, nah, this video doesn't match the song, the quality of the song. We got to get it right if we're gonna do it. So we went back and got the homie Illy Rock, which is one of the most popular videographers in North Carolina. Shout out to him. We got him to shoot it for us. I wrote out the treatment and everything for it and got him to shoot it. It came out great.
Okay. Well, and again, I respect that. So many people are in a hurry to get their stuff out, and once you get a song done, right, after you have to wait on it, the mix and master, everything else, you're just so ready to upload it and go, or the video, but you've got the patience and the business mind to look at something and say it doesn't represent me. I don't care if we got to spend a whole day again and the money and the time. Let's refilm it. Let's get it right.
Exactly what we said.
Yeah. I'm going to shoot some things that just real quick that I would like to see you do if you was my guy.
Okay. And
you can take it with a grain of salt. I'm shooting from the hip. And if I say something that's like, that ain't me, that's fine. If I tell you should tattoo your area code on your face, big 6'9", whatever. You say, no, I'm good.
I don't want to get it to 6'9".
Hey, you know what? Since we just happened to stumble on it, I'll say this: marketing.
Oh yeah.
that kid could troll. I mean, I found out about him only because he trolled the game and the game responded. And I'm like, who is this kid? And then when I went and looked at all the trolling he was doing and all these other people, these gangbangers on the West Coast stuff were like, if I catch him out here, I started following just thinking this kid's going to get killed in the next 6 months. And it's a car wreck I want to watch.
Yeah.
I hadn't even heard a song yet.
Yeah.
Adrian Broner, Chief Keef, he trolled everybody. And every time he did, I watched his Instagram jump 10, jump 20, jump, he almost had this 50 Cent does the same thing. He just does some really negative stuff. I'm not into that. I'm into the positive.
Yeah.
But for them, it worked,
Yeah.
And I'm a student of marketing, so I had to appreciate Snitch Nine's marketing.
Yeah, I hate it. What they say, any publicity is good publicity.
No such thing as bad publicity. You got that right. They talking about you. So I'm impressed too that you got an electronic press kit. Most people I ask, send over an EPK. They're like, a what? And I'm like, electronic press kit. Don't have one of those.
You gotta do your homework.
First thing, man, I would make sure. Let me pull up your Instagram real quick. You're super visual. I would make sure that I focus on it. Not only that, you make great music, you got great lyrics. That's why I said I really believe it's the full package. But I would focus as much as I can on video stuff, because the videos make me feel like I know more about you. Plus, you got all these great things that are appealing about you that I think would attract a wide variety of different types of fans. So you kind of have this Carolina thing that's working for you. I've seen these pictures and listen, you playing guitar. So you got this, I don't know who I want to compare it to. Lenny Kravitz, Jimi Hendrix thing going on, right? Which is a whole nother segment of people, right? And then you've got this college fraternity guy thing kind of going on. And so, then I'm not really feeling like this gangster street vibe, but then all of a sudden you walk into a clip of your video, man, there's 30 guys behind you. And I'm like, okay, there's some scary looking dudes in that crowd. So
I'm a product of the shell. I'm a product of the fold. I grew up around it, but you know what I'm saying? Like the universe I always was a deep thinker. Like my family members, I grew up around gangster thugs, you know what I'm saying? But I just learned from all the bigger perspective, you know what I'm saying? So I think that's a lot where my diversity comes from, the ability to be able to tap in with so many different groups.
Yeah, and I can see that easily. So you've got everything, man. I think guys will look at you and immediately get this, oh man, he's cool, I'd want to kick it kind of vibe. You always got these big crews around you, so there's this social proof, but you've got this ladies man vibe at the same time. And to be able to wrap all those up, I mean, who else can have a Jimi Hendrix gangster, fun, college educated vibe? That's crazy. It's great.
Yeah, I appreciate that. I like the way you put that.
That's why I would stay visual, man. Many videos you can put out, Triller videos, TikTok. You should be killing it on TikTok.
I was just speaking about that. Attacking TikTok, because IG I just feel it's so saturated now. Not with music, but in entrepreneurship in general. You want to catch that next wave before that wave take off. You know what I'm saying?
Algorithms horrible right now. The reach is dead.
I know, man. I know it was at one point I could just post anything. Boom. Engagement.
Yeah. Exactly. Well, that's the thing, that's the thing about marketing. So it's all the same. You just got to transfer the platforms. Once you learn it, then you just, if everything moves from MySpace to Facebook, you just go. From Facebook to Instagram, you just go. From Instagram to TikTok, you just go. But it's the same thing. You just got to stay ahead of it. You're right on that. But yeah, you know, make little chiller videos, little TikTok videos when you're not doing major videos. But I would definitely focus on a lot of video stuff that you could do. The very first thing I see on your profile when I come, I would switch it up to establish credibility for the first glance before I'm able to scroll down or to see your links or anything else. At the top, man, I would have production credits 2 Chainz. I would have some fun line like, you know, open twice for the baby, but I won't be an opener next year. You know, something funny like that.
Like that.
But that way somebody comes, the first thing they see, you know, who's Sonny the Man? They're like, 2 Chainz and the baby. What? I don't know about this guy. Now I want to look.
Gotcha.
You put that towards the bottom, I may not get there.
That's why you the GOAT, man.
Appreciate that. Make me blush. So I would switch that up. I would look at some of your music videos, putting them on Facebook, put a little bit of money behind them, but run them to a foreign audience, Sonny. Don't run them in the US. Run them overseas. I'll give you a list of countries.
Okay.
It's cheaper, super cheap. Less than a penny views, 0.04 cents a view, or 1 cent views, 3 cent views. You can run these numbers up. Now you're getting 75, 100,000, 200,000 views on these videos for pennies, man, for pocket change. And it's establishing social proof, and I'm talking about real hip hop fans. I'll show you how to run these ads to real hip hop fans. But just because they're in other countries doesn't mean they don't consume hip hop. So
True.
Run those numbers up and build those fans. They'll go follow you on Spotify, on YouTube, on Facebook. Is kind of dead to us, but it isn't overseas necessarily, right? It's still popping off over there. So if that's where they're at, you can go find them there. But then, you know, you're able to start pitching stuff to labels. You know, I've got this many followers on Spotify. I've got this many views on my videos. I've got, you know, this email list build, those type of things. That's how I would use Facebook. Because if you've got great videos, you already got 74,000 on one. I'd put more money behind that. Run that up to at least 100. Get your first 100,000 view video. Little things like that. I would definitely focus on. The YouTube. I'm gonna come at you like a dad now because I'm old. So, man, you got the video stuff, but you're not applying anything in my courses. And I know you've seen some of the YouTube stuff and how to set up a video, but I went and looked at your tags. Your tags are wrong. I went and looked at your descriptions. It's wrong. And clearly, you know, there's been no budget put behind it or thought put behind it. Not much. So I would clean that up, man, because your videos are so good. Clean it up, learn how to run a little bit of, you know, I teach that thing on hijacking videos. Mm-hmm. Hijack some videos, run it in front of those, make sure your tags are set up right. YouTube is still the #1 place globally that people are discovering new music for themselves. You got to think about all the kids just laying around in their bed at night on their cell phone, scrolling through and watching videos, killing time, waiting on their mom to get done grocery in the car, just watching videos, YouTube. It's still where it's at. And if you, again, globally target cheap, the right hip hop fans, it's not expensive to do this at all. And as good as your package is and your videos are, you should be killing it. I wouldn't necessarily push that so hard on somebody who I thought didn't really have the right video presence or the music wasn't really popping. I wouldn't say it just to be saying it, but you've got a real potential with it. And I really think you should push it anywhere and everywhere on the video.
Yo, me and Double O tried that video hijacking. I was just having issues with it. I should have came to you.
Yeah, man.
I was having issues with getting it set up. Like, I had to keep redoing my ad and everything. And then we got it going, but I don't know if I done something wrong. I just wasn't getting the type of engagement or really not much. The clicks were very low, put it like that. So it's something I done wrong.
Okay. We could talk about that, get that fixed. But yeah, man. Any questions for me? I don't want to keep you on here too long.
Man, the YouTube definitely. I want to talk with you about that. Making it grow. Definitely getting that out there. The marketing. Pretty much the things you said you want to speak to me about. those are the questions.
Okay. Yeah, definitely. All right, man. Well, I appreciate it. I hope this was insightful for whoever watches it. First time I've done something like this and let people listen in on it. So, you know, getting from your perspective and in my perspective, I hope there's 1 or 2 nuggets minimum that people can take away from it. So here's where you can find Sonny the Man. If you're already following me, you obviously can find him on my Instagram. But right there it is, Sunday_the_man. And I've Googled it during my research. So all of that pops up. Just Google Sonny the Man and you can find him on whatever your platform is. But I'm gonna check back with you. We'll talk over the next few weeks, but I might drag you on here in a month or so, and maybe we'll revisit what I showed you that worked for YouTube. I'm gonna want to see some more TikTok videos up. You got one video up.
You don't look at I haven't even marketed my TikTok yet. That's how I know you do your research.
Hey, you ain't even a paying client, man. Imagine what I do for my paying client. This is just from the hip. Hey, man, I appreciate you so much. I am a firm believer that you're going to do something big. And I'm not just saying that. I mean, that's why from the get, I've wanted to reach out and support you. And it's selfish. I'm just going to be honest. It's selfish because I know you're going somewhere and I'm going to be on them coattails.
It's not selfish, man. It depends on how you look at life because you helping me. You know what I'm saying? So like I said, the energy you put out is what you get back.
Hey, you know what? It doesn't matter what your belief system is. Every belief system teaches that. Every religion teaches sowing and reaping or karma. And even if you ain't religious and you're watching as you're atheist, energy always returns to its original source. That's the same thing. So scientific, spiritual, no matter how you look at it, whatever you put out, what you're going to get back. It's a fact. Yeah. All right, man. I appreciate it once again. I look forward to talking to you.
I appreciate you.